Hi friends, hi new friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. My name is Erica Brenninger of Erica B Sewing. Today we are going to be making a gorgeous fall vintage inspired skirt for our everyday wear in our closet. Now this skirt should be super easy to make. It's supposed to be 2 rectangles, cut, sewn on the sides, pleated or gathered down into a waistband. Closure of any choice. You can use buttons, hooks and bars, hooks and eyes, zipper, and then we're going to hem it. And that's it. It should be that simple. Now, over the last year, I've made several skirts, but I haven't made this particular skirt. So I'm excited to take you into my sewing room here and have you with me and see how easy this skirt truly is to make. Now, what you're going to need today is a fabric of your choice. I chose to pick out this fabric at my local thrift store. It is a flannel cotton. I absolutely love the colors. I love the pattern. I like that it's made out of a flannel-ish material. It's going to keep you really, really warm in the cold fall and winter months that we have here in the Midwest. You're going to need matching thread, scissors, measuring tape for your waistband, matching thread, whatever closure you choose. And that's it. So let's get started. So the first thing we have to do is cut our front and back piece. So we need to cut our fabric into 2 rectangles. I like my skirts to be between like 30 and 31 inches. So I like a really long skirt. The table I'm working on today is actually 36 inches wide. So it'll be perfect for the length of my skirt to be working on today. So let's get those cut out. Now that we have that cut, we have 2 pieces of fabric here. So what we're going to do is turn these right sides together and we'll sew up the side seam. Now, since this was a sheet that I bought from the thrift store, the side seams are already felled down. So I don't have to worry about doing that on the inside. So what we're going to do is get to our machine, sew up these sides, and then when we do, we're going to have this nice, pretty finished seam on the inside that we don't have to worry about. So let's head to the machine. All right, so we need a waistband for this skirt. We've gotten one side sewn up. This one is still open because we want to put on a closure. But I am actually loving this part right here of the sheet where they've already sewn it down. We're actually going to cut this right along that line, and I'm going to use this as my waistband. So now we have the waistband cut out. We have one side sewn up. Now we have to do the other side. So on the other side, what we're going to do is leave a space so that we can get into our skirt. Now I have an 11-inch difference between my waist and the largest size of my hip. So I need to have a decent size slit here or opening in order for me to slip this on. So I'm actually going to leave an opening of 8 inches down the side. So we'll pin it right there. And then where that pin is, we will sew from that pin down to the bottom. All right, so my pin is right there. We're gonna go from that point all the way down. All right, so now we're done with both sides. We left our gap on the side for our finished area so we can slip it on. Now we have this part at the hem. One panel is much shorter than the other. The reason for that is because this is where we cut off the waistband earlier. So we're gonna lay it across the table. We're gonna cut it straight. Nothing is curved like a circle skirt, so there's nothing going to warp later. It's all completely straight. So we're just gonna even that on out, and then we can do a hem on the bottom. Now doing this hem before we gather up the waistband, it's going to be so much easier for us. So we're actually going to hem this and then we'll gather for our skirt so that we can put it in a waistband here in a little bit. Because it is extremely big. Let me show you. But I am definitely not this curvy. So what we're going to do is actually take this top right here and we're going to use the machine and we're going to set it on the furthest stitch length that my machine will go with a lower tension, so that way we can pull the threads and gather it up later. Now I like to gather some of my skirts by hand, others I like to do by machine. This one I'm going to do by machine just because it's a slightly thicker fabric, so I want it to have even placement all the way across the waistband. So let's gather this baby up. All right, so here we go. We got our stitching in right there, and I'm just going to pull this bottom thread right here like this, and it'll gather up, and I'm just gonna schmooze those on down, and we're gonna do that until we have 35 inches all the way around. So we have our waistband gathered, we have our hem finished. Now we attach our waistband and our closure and we're done. So, all right, so this is our waist that we've gathered here. We are going to attach our waistband. Now with this waistband, I did not do interfacing in it at all. It is already sewn together, so it's double layered. So I'm not going to interface it at all. But what we are going to do is go to the machine. We are going to fold this up just a tad, and then the straight side we will actually stitch to the waistband to hold it together. So let's head over and press this down. All right, so now we have our waistband pressed and clipped so that it doesn't unravel or unroll. And we are going to attach this straight side here to the gathered part of our waistband. So we're going to start here. I'm leaving large, long flaps left on each end because I've had a lot of trouble with waistbands and closures over meeting in the past. So I'm just going to leave them extra long and we'll fix that later. So I'm just going along. We're going to pin right along here. And then once we have it attached all the way around, we will sew just slightly below those gathering stitches right down here. And then we will turn it over like this. And this turned part will roll up under like this. And then we can slip stitch that in place and we'll have a nice waistband. So let's start with pinning the top. So our waistband is now all attached and we have it sewn here. We have it folded down here. We are now going to take our skirt and fold this over. We're going to pin that in place, and then you can either top stitch or you can slip stitch this waistband into place. And then once we have that down, we can figure out our closure bit. So we're gonna just pin this down. All right, thank you for joining me this week and making this skirt. I had a blast. It's so soft, it's so fun, it's so swishy and swirly and twirly. I absolutely love it. I know I'm gonna get a ton of wear out of it, and it's gonna keep me super warm in the winter. I look forward to hearing from you about the projects that you're working on, or if you made this skirt and how it turned out for you. I hid a turtle within this video, so if you found Todd the turtle, let me know. Do a thumbs up or leave a turtle emoji down in the comments. It'd be a lot of fun to see how many people actually found him. If you didn't find him, then just rewatch the video, see if you can spot him. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Next week, I have a fun surprise for you. I hope you really enjoy it and look forward to it. I know I am, and it should really help the dress that I have in mind. So I look forward to hearing from all of you and seeing you next week right here in my sewing room. Bye.